Welcome to lesson 57. We're going to make connections in this lesson. We're going to connect our percent change work to equations. So I want you to look out for these 4 things as I'm modeling so you can demonstrate them as well. Watch how we're using solve to set up our plan, how we create an equation that really represents that scenario, and how we represent percent change accurately. So thinking about, we know 2 ways now. We can either use math or we can actually write an equation in ax plus b equals c form. How can we use percent change in that equation? And then looking to see how we can use our algebra skills, all those EE skills, to properly simplify expressions and solve for that unknown. Let's jump into our very first problem. Let's start off our plan by writing our equation using the information we have. So we know that our constant is the $200 plus he gets less 10% commission on whatever was sold. So less than 10%, we already know that means 90%. So he gets 90% or 0.90 times whatever it's sold for. Okay, so he's getting 90% of the value of what it was sold for. And the winner is given $875. That's the other side. All right, from here we know how to solve it to that problem. We'll get rid of our constant first. We're going to turn that to a 0 pair. And that leaves us with 0.90x is equal to $675. And now we're going to divide by 0.90 on both sides. So 675 divided by 0.9. That's what I'm typing in this calculator. X is equal to $750. So that is how much the painting sold for. Remember, he's only getting 90% of that because they took 10% as their commission. So let's check our work and let's see if this makes sense. So he's getting 90%, 0.90x plus $200 is $875. So he gets 90% of $750 plus a $200 prize is equal to $875. Let's do the math. 750 times 0.90. So I'm just putting 0.9 in there, and that's 675 plus 200 is equal to 875. I don't need the calculator for this part. 875 is equal to 875. Our unknown has been solved. So let's answer the question as a full sentence. If the winner is given $875, how much did the painting sell for? The painting sold for $750. So great job, Math Marvels. The big takeaway was being able to represent 90% of a number in this form as 0.90x. And we translated that from less than 10%. So we knew it was being reduced by 10%. All right, hit pause and jot this one down into your notes. Math Marvels, take 30 seconds to just hit pause and read this problem to yourself. And I have my calculator here on the side. Okay, so let's look at the key takeaways. I'm going to break down this problem. So we have a store and they have 30% off of a coat that was $120. So they took 30% off. The coat didn't sell, so then they took another 30% off the price of the coat. So whatever that price was, they went again and did another 30% off. So what is the difference between this versus if they had just taken 60% off all at once? Okay, so let's think of the story. They took 30% off 120 and then they took another 30% off. So that's for one story. The second one is, what if they just did 60% off all at one time? What's the difference in price? So I'm going to do the one on the right side first because it's a little easier. We've done this work a few times. So instead of, if I want 60% off, that is the same as saying what is 40% of 120. I'm rewriting it. So this means 0.4 times 120. We're going to do that math out. 120 times 0.4, and we're going to get $48. So this coat sells, if they just took 60% off, it would be $48. Let's look at the other situation. They took 30% off, so that means I want 70% of 120. And then I want to figure that number out first, and that's going to be 120 times 0.7, $84. And then we're going to take this $84 and they're going to do it again. They're going to take 30% off again. So what is 70% of 84? And this is $58.80. So look at the difference. If they had just taken off all 60% at one time, it would have been $48. But here, they took 30% off, so they took a piece, and then they found 30% off of that piece. And you get a totally different price. You get $58.80. So what is the difference between the two? Well, we're going to just subtract them. And it's a difference of $10.80. Okay, so one of the things, big takeaways I want you to get from this is when we want to find a percentage off, we're rewriting that problem. We're re-representing it. Instead of 30% off, we are finding 70% of that number. And that way it's one swift operation instead of doing math and finding all the separate pieces and plugging them back in. So we're really making this nice and tight and efficient. The second takeaway I want you to get is look at the difference between if you just found 60% of a number versus if we put it into different pieces. So this is 70% of a number, and then it's 70% of a smaller number, and that's why my numbers are actually changing. So this stuff really matters when we're doing problems like this. So we're going to get more practice with this. Hit pause, jot this down into your notes. And keep practicing and asking all the questions. Name where you're getting stuck, whether it's something you're having a hard time understanding or if it's something you're having a hard time doing.